Hi guys, welcome to this weekend reset speed clean with me, where I'm catching up on all of the jobs that I fell behind in last week and getting ready for next week to set myself up the right way. I am Ree from mummyoffour.com. Love it if you would subscribe and hit that bell to be notified when I post new videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday at 7 p.m. I do loads of home and organisation content, as well as speed clean with me videos to get you motivated to clean your own house, haul videos, what we eat videos, as well as vlogs and lots more. I would love to have you as a subscriber. Now let's take a look at my house as it is at the moment and see what we are dealing with. This is our living room, which is a bit of a flipping mess. And then our laundry, the laundry has got on top of me this week, so there's a lot of catching up to do there. Children's rooms, William's room's not too bad. He can tidy that up probably quite quickly. Bella's room, again, not too bad. However, we go into Zara's room and she's little, she's not as good at tidying, and it's a bit of a state. So we need to tackle this as a priority today, just to get it back to a level. So let's start off, as I always like to, with laundry. So I'm going to take the laundry from the laundry basket upstairs where it all gets collected and take it down to my laundry room and sort through it and see what we are dealing with. I like to tip it all out and then sort it into these little smaller baskets into loads, and then as the day goes on I can just come and grab a load and it's all pre-sorted. I can literally throw it in the machine. It'll only take me a few minutes and it's just worth doing this way. I don't know, let me know in the comments, do you pre-sort your laundry? Do you sort it as it's kind of in the laundry baskets? Do you rely on your family to sort it by colour? I personally don't. I think I do ask my family to put laundry in the laundry baskets, but they don't know what might go together, what might run. I think that would be a bit of a big ask, especially for the little ones, well, for all of them really. So I sort it myself because I know what gets washed on which temperatures and things. So I just find it easier to do it this way. But if you can get your family to sort by colour or whether it's delicate or whatever in advance, then great, more power to you. The only real sorting I ask my family to do is to put damp dirty washing separate from dry dirty washing, and that way I know the damp stuff has to be washed as a priority so we don't end up with mould. My next job is to empty this airing cupboard. It's a bit full at the moment because all of this stuff is dry. I find this system works really, really well as long as there is space around everything to be left to dry, because there is a little radiator in the bottom of that airing cupboard, as you will know if you have seen my laundry room tour video. So I'm not going to actually put all of this stuff away right now. I'm just going to take all the dry stuff up and just kind of sling it on my bed. Just kind of throw it there and deal with that later, because as a priority now I've got to deal with the stuff in the laundry room. So all of these bits and pieces are things that I should have taken straight out of the dryer and put directly into my sorting system, because as you can see, each family member has a box and their clean dry stuff gets sorted into it. But you know what, sometimes life happens and I don't have time to do that at the time, so the machine just gets emptied into a basket for me to sort later, and later has finally arrived. Sometimes this builds up for days and days and I just end up with an absolute mountain of to be sorted laundry, and it drives me insane. So when I'm being kind to future me, I make the time as it comes out of the machine to sort it load by load. It doesn't take very long, but like I said, sometimes life happens and I don't even have time to do that. So I have to play catch up like I'm doing right now. So that's that basket pretty much empty, and that first load, it just went on like quite a short cycle while I was running around, is ready to come out, and the next load can go in. I do try and keep this going as much as possible through the week, but then, as you know, sometimes life happens and I don't do as many loads as laundry as I need to. There are 6 of us living here. Sometimes it feels like there are 16 of us living here because there is so much flipping laundry. By the way, this washing machine stacker thing has been a game changer, because not only has it saved the space because the dryer's on top of the washing machine, but that little pull-out shelf thing is so cool for sorting the laundry. So I'm emptying out the fluff from the dryer, popping it in my dryer fluff bin, which has also been a game changer because I don't have to go and take it to the actual bin all the time. And now I'm going to sort through the bits that came out of the dryer, which are a lot more towels. Sometimes I'm grateful for a load of towels because it's not as fiddly, because it's just like, hey, a few big towels, yay, winner. I've only got like a few things to fold. And then other times it's a towel load full of lots of bitty things, like all my little wipes and things, and it's actually more work than just sorting clothes. So I don't know, do you open a load of laundry and think, is this like a winning load that's really going to take me 2 seconds, or like the pain of a load that's going to be really faffy? I do. Clearly, these are the things that matter to me in my life at the moment. So that's baskets of stuff for myself and my husband. Our boxes are down there. I'm going to take all these baskets of things where they need to go to be put away now. So this one's a basket for the kitchen. And in here I store tea towels in the kitchen, because obviously that's where we need them. It just makes sense to store things as much as possible where they're going to be used. And this basket that belongs under the sink is full of cloths and things. So under my sink I store things that it doesn't matter if the children had access to, so there's no chemicals or anything under the sink. Lots a little command hook under my organisation station for hanging up my oven gloves. I do love command hooks. If you've watched a lot of my organisation and home renovation stuff, I've got command hooks everywhere because they are damage free, you don't need to screw them to the wall, they're amazing. So just washing out one of those bottles. Those bottles are great, but they're such a pain, they don't go in the dishwasher. Anyone else find that it's just so annoying? It's like one of the only things in your house that don't go in the dishwasher. Just wiping down the surfaces with a little bit of method, and I'm going to deal with this toaster as well, which is full of crumbs. And just wipe around this corner. The surfaces get wiped loads and loads and loads. Like every time we cook, we wipe down the surfaces just to clean up any mess that has been made at the time. But that little corner just gets a little bit neglected. Now for my toaster, I'm going to empty the crumb trays and give those a wipe over. Now this is a job I do not get to as much as I should, which you're going to see from all the crumbs, I'm sure. And this toaster tray, I get asked about the toaster tray a lot. I will link it below. It's fab. It just fits underneath my toaster perfectly, and it's a good way to move it around for cleaning and things. And more than anything, it just catches most of the crumbs. So you can pick up the toaster tray and wipe the surfaces quite easily, and then transport it around for cleaning without getting crumbs all over the floor. Now for a bit more method, this is their Granite Cleaner. So this isn't actually granite, we've got quartz, not granite, which I think is a pretty similar thing. But you're not supposed to use the method antibacterial, I did ask them about this, on quartz or granite, but their quartz cleaner and their other cleaners are fine. So I do like to try and I normally use either the quartz cleaner or the pink grapefruit multi-surface in the kitchen, because I like the smell of them very much. So the pink grapefruit obviously smells like pink grapefruit, and the quartz one smells like, quite specifically, apple fizzy chewits. That's the very specific smell that it is, and it smells amazing. Right, that is the damp laundry basket that I was talking about. So all that stuff, the stuff that's damp, it tends to be the stuff that's absorbent, so cloths and things like that. It's super handy that those things are stored together, because I know they need to be washed urgently, but also they're the type of things that need to be washed in a similar way. So absorbent things need to be washed without fabric softener so that they remain absorbent, and generally on hotter temperatures, because they're things like cloths and towels and things like that just kind of need sanitizing, so they would need to be washed on a hotter temperature, and they tend to be things that are not so delicate. So lots of the clothes and things you couldn't wash on 60 because they would shrink and ruin, whereas towels and things, it's good to wash them on hot temperatures. Now for a basket of things that need hanging up in my airing cupboard. Now I tend to find if I hang things this way and dry them this way, and I hang them so that they are kind of in shape, so the sleeves are all pulled out properly and they're sort of flattened out as much as possible, and then I spray them, I'll show you in a second how I do that, then they tend to dry needing little or no ironing. Most of the stuff will need no ironing at all when dried using this method, especially once I've sprayed it, but the stuff that does need ironing needs almost nothing. So this is a really good way of drying things. It also kind of, oh, there's the spray, it's the little Knorr crease releaser. I do find that some of the things, even if they were tumble dryable, last longer and don't kind of wear as quickly if I dry them that way without using the tumble dryer. So that's how I dry all of our kind of tops and dresses and things. Now we're in the lounge and the children are helping me tidy up their toys, folding up the blanket. One of the blankets lives in that puffet thing. It's like a blanket box inside it. So we've got two. We've got the grey one lives in there, and then the pink one I just fold up, moving the blanket box. I think there's probably a better way of, the way I pick it up generally, I'm just about to pull my back doing it. There's got to be a better way of doing it, but never mind. Now on to dusting. Now a word about dust. My house is so dusty. I know there are 6 of us, so I'm guessing more people, more dust. I don't know. I think the extension was finished a good while ago, so I don't suppose I can blame building dust anymore. For such a long time I blamed building dust, but the amount of dust, honestly, it feels like every 2 minutes. Look at that. I mean, ugh. The amount of dust that builds up in this place, and I try and stay on top of it. I give it a little wipe round. I use my kind of microwave minutes, and sometimes I'll just grab a cloth and just do dusting. So even if I'm not doing a clean, because in these videos that you see me do, it's when I am cleaning, if that makes sense. But most of the cleaning I tend to do, it just tends to be like, I've got 5 minutes, I'm grabbing a cloth, I'm just going to wipe around the lounge run around for 5 minutes and doing it. So even in between these cleans, these sort of bigger cleans that I do wipe around and dust and things, and still so much dust. Let me know if your house is the same, or if my house is just especially dusty. If I have family that creates more dust and I don't know how they do it, I'll have to find out. So I vacuumed one side of the rug. If you then vacuum the other side of the rug and then flip it back over and vacuum it again, vacuuming the underside of the rug kind of dislodges any dirt. And then when you vacuum it again, it just sucks up any bits that have kind of been dislodged. So that's like the most thorough way I have found to make sure all the muck is out of the rug, and then it's cleaner, so it's going to stay cleaner for longer because you've actually got all the bits. I'm actually going to roll up this rug now so that I can anti-back the floors. Now, all of this flooring is actually laminate. I think it's called Quick Step laminate. We had it in the last house as well. It was down for something like 16 years and it still looked like new. So we've got the same here. I wouldn't wet mop it, so it's like soggy. Like you could wet mop tile, couldn't you? So it was like soaking wet. I wouldn't do that on this floor, but you could like damp mop it. What I actually do, well, I'll show you what I do in a second. I use my Veleda 1-2 spray, but first I am going to finish vacuuming. So I'm going to just vacuum in this little corner. If you vacuum first, obviously you get rid of any proper bits and muck and things. It's always easier, I find. I don't know, am I the only one? What do you do? Do you always vacuum before you mop, or do you just get away with mopping? Maybe if your family doesn't create that much mess, then you would be able to get away with just that. So I'm actually using some of this method stuff in my Veleda 1-2 spray. This is the Wild Rhubarb Anti-Back Floor Cleaner, and it just makes your whole house smell like sweets. So I pop some of that in. Oh, and my ever so sexy mop socks, because my mop socks avoid my floor being covered with footprints. They actually sort of help to, mop up any, floor cleaning stuff. So rather than being left with footprints everywhere, they just help to buff, whatever, the floor. So anyway, this is a really good way for cleaning floors that can't be mopped to a soggy, saturated level, things like laminate. But to be honest, it works really, really well on my kitchen tiles too. The main thing I like about doing it this way is, the stuff smells great. It's super quick and easy, but also when the floors are really, really wet and you really mop them so that they are soggy, I find that a real pain with children because then they're slippery. So doing it this way, it means they dry really, really quickly because it's only a small amount of wetness being used, and it does dry quite quickly. And then it's like a slip risk with the children, especially as I'm going around buffing the floor with my mop socks, which, I don't know, my teenager especially really makes fun of me for those, but I don't know, they make my life a little bit easier. So that's my living room done, looking a bit tidier. Not so much dust, not so much muck on the floor. Have a little guess in the comments though, how long is it going to stay like this? Because on days where all of your children are home, cleaning up with the children in the house is a bit like brushing your teeth with lemonade, isn't it? Because as soon as you do the good work, they follow you around and get it all out again. So I don't know, how long is it going to last? We'll see. So I'm now emptying yet another load of laundry, again. And now we're going to put in some of the damp laundry that does need sanitizing. So this is cloth, these are my towels, they are my mop socks. Whoop, that just flew off in your face. I'm using a scoop of Unstoppables because I can't use fabric softener on this load because it'll stop it being absorbent. And then that quick flash was my Dettol laundry detergent cleanser stuff. So I'm putting a new mop cover thing on my V-Leader 1-2 spray and hooking it back up. That's a little command hook that sticks to the wall to keep that out of the way, and that way next time I need to mop up a little spillage, I don't need to go looking for a mop head. I've literally got two. I've got one on and one in the wash, and as soon as I put a dirty one in the wash, I put a clean one, fresh one on, so it's just ready to grab. So I'm being kind to future me. So another load of stuff. This is probably the last load I'm going to be able to do of hanging stuff up, because by the time I finish hanging this up, there's got to be enough space between things. So I try and leave, sometimes I put hangers between things. If I put several hangers between the clothing items, then that keeps this clothing from touching each other. It just needs to be a little bit of air circulating between it all in order to let it dry. Another load came out of the dryer. There's so much laundry to do today. And yeah, some days I get a couple of loads on a day and I'm really good. I sort it all as it comes out of the dryer and I'm all on top of it. And then other weeks it's like this week and it's all been left for the weekend. So that load is on now for sorting the clean dry stuff. Now normally all the stuff gets sorted, as you can see, in those boxes on the right of the screen. But today, that stuff is due to go directly upstairs. So I'm actually going to empty whatever is in those boxes into these baskets, and each basket is for a different family member. So rather than doing what I'd normally do, which is putting it into those boxes and then tipping it into the baskets, because this is all due to go straight upstairs, then I'm just chucking it straight in these baskets. Now, the school uniform, one of the best things, my favourite things about school uniform is it can be abused in the dryer. So they're things like their weekend clothes or their home clothes that they just generally don't wash as well. You can't tend to throw them in the machine and then dry them on hot and pull them out and just smooth them out the way you can with uniform. I find uniform is like a lot harder wearing, it's a lot more robust. So I can get away with just taking it out of the dryer hot, smoothing it out, throwing it in a basket, and then it can go upstairs and it's barely got a single crease in it. Whereas their home clothes have to be not tumble dried and they have to be hung up in my airing cupboards. It's a bit more faffy. So actually, in a way, uniform is easier. Do your children wear school uniform? I get lots of messages from people outside the UK saying that their kids don't wear uniform, and honestly, uniform is easier because there's also less arguing in the mornings. So now each family member is going to be given a basket and told to go and put away their own things. So before we can put things away in Zara's room, we're going to have to be able to, see the floor. So we're going to have a bit of a tidy up. I'm not going to do like a big clean in here. I just want to get it back to a level where it doesn't look like it's been burgled. That's just my only goal for this room today. I do need to, I've said it a couple of times, it's not that I'm massively procrastinating it, but I know it's going to take a full day and I've been super busy with the children home and workload and stuff, but I do need to set aside a day, pull out every single one of these boxes in Zara's room, go through them and put things away. Now, not all the stuff stored in Zara's room belongs to Zara. She's got more storage than the others, so the higher boxes are where we store the toys for toy rotation. Toy rotation is fab because we take the stuff downstairs that they are currently into and playing with, and then if they're getting a bit bored with it, we put those boxes away, swap them around and bring different things down. They feel like they've got new toys. So this system works really well downstairs. In her room, the boxes she has access to, rather than having the one box at a time rule like we have downstairs. So downstairs it's like, right, you get the dollies out, you play with the dollies, put the dolly, tip them back in the box and then put them away, for example. In her room, it's more like she just pulls it all out on the floor. But I've got to remember, she is only little. She's only just 4. The others are getting so much better at being tidier. I feel like Bella's just turned 6 and something's just really clicked with her with wanting to keep her room tidy and putting things away as she uses them. Up until now, she's been a bit more like Zara. But really recently, she's getting so much better. The younger you get your children started with just helping and being involved with tidying up and things. Oh, by the way, uniform, if you're not sorting it day by day, that's what you need to do immediately. Those things were just one box per day, and if you sort your uniform like that for your kids, everything they need in each day, your life will be so much easier. So I just put socks, pants, everything they need to wear for each day. All they do is pull that out, put it on in the mornings, no arguing, no hunting for things, sorted on a Sunday. It's been a game changer. Anyway, now I'm sorting all the stuff that I threw on the bed earlier. Remember all that stuff that I just lobbed on bed earlier because I didn't have time to sort it? Now it has to go away. And this basket is my stuff. So I have got a little calyx unit down the side that I kind of use like drawers. If you want to have a look at my wardrobe tour, then you will be able to see exactly how I organise the inside of my wardrobe. So the reason my wardrobe is sat up like this is we recycled a lot of calyx that we didn't need from the old house, and I use these baskets as kind of drawers. Now, considering I use baskets inside my drawers to segment things out anyway, this worked really well for me, and because when you've got a basket you can pull it out and organise said basket, and it's just much easier to get things sorted. This calyx unit here, that's where we store towels, and then this little drawer in the bottom of the bathroom, that's what I wipe cloths and things. Now, just hanging up the girls' clothes, I hang them up 2x2 because they wear matching clothes on the weekends, and then it's super easy to find what I need to put on them on the weekends. Then let's have a quick look at the end of this video at what my living room looks like now. I told you, like brushing your teeth with lemonade. Why do I bother? But at least it's clean mess. It is mess, but it's clean mess. Thank you so much for watching. If you've liked this video, big thumbs up. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, all those things. See you in the next video. Bye.